Hold on. You're up.
Okay, good afternoon and welcome everyone to our first in a series of strategies for spheres. So what is that? Strategies for spheres. We have different categories throughout Master Networks, and for those of you that don't know, Master Networks is a national networking organization, and we're so glad that you're all here. But our strategies for success, what we thought was that because we are a very relational organization, we wanted to partner and get together those that share the same sphere. So we decided that we would start with direct sales. Now, those of us that are in direct sales, we are a cool breed, let me tell you. We are really exceptional. And why is that? Because some of us have it as a side hustle, some of it have it as a mainstream of income, and others really want to build this so that it is their only income. So I tell you all of this because some people call it direct sales, some call it multi-level marketing, some call it network marketing, whatever it is, we are a rare and great bunch. So before we jump into Melani, because I'm really eager and excited to hear from Melani, I just wanted to share some statistics for all of us for network marketing. And, you know, it's not long, very short, but I have to read this here. So in 2019, the global network market industry was valued at $167 billion. $167 billion. And the forecast in global network marketing, the industry is likely to be worth nearly, in 2025, the industry will be worth $650 billion. That being said, a common expression that most of us hear in our companies is, you're in the right place at the right time. And again, I want to thank you all for being here because there are a lot of other things you could have been doing at lunchtime, but thank you for being here with us. And I do, without further ado, want to introduce our trainer. Some of us know her, some don't. I have the privilege of knowing Melani Sessa on a personal level and professional level. So I'm going to read a brief bio. Melani is a network marketing leader, social media strategist, and entrepreneur. She spent 10 years in corporate marketing before choosing to build businesses from home. With 18 years of experience in network marketing, she now helps others to embrace their experience, skills, and expertise from life and use it to create a profitable online business using social media the right way. She is a huge advocate for health and wellness, particularly mental wellness and its connection to gut health, and has a passion for women who have struggled with anxiety, rejection trauma, and depression. She has built multiple network marketing businesses and loves building community and collaboration. She also teaches social media marketing and business courses part-time at 2 local colleges. Melani and her husband live 1 hour north of New York City with their 3 children and their Maltese dog, Lexi. So without further ado, please help me welcome Melani Sessa.
Thank you so much, Coach Glow. Wow, you make me sound so cool. I'm so excited to be here. So I'm so grateful for all of you for being here. And I am a huge fan, like Coach Glow and all of us are, of network marketing. And I love the statistics you gave, Coach Glow, because when I learned that this industry in 2025 is projected to be $650 billion, we all need to be involved in this industry. So thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and get started and share my screen. Like Coach Glow said, I'm a college professor part-time. And so I love, love, love interaction. I wish we were in a classroom so I could see you all. I can only see a few of you now, but you know, I love interaction. So if there's any questions, let's keep them to the end, but I might ask you some things throughout this presentation because that's just how I'm wired. I just love talking to people. So thank you again for having me here. Today, we're going to talk about how to build teams that last. And that's one of the complaints in network marketing. I'm just going to refer to that, even though it's direct sales MLM, is that we bring people in, but then we don't keep them, or we bring them in and they're tire kickers, or we bring them in and they don't do anything, right? And this is just, I'm going to talk plain to all of you because you get this, right? So as Coach Glow mentioned, I've been in this industry for 18 years and I was in it before social media. What I'm grateful for is my corporate marketing experience was all about direct response. So it was the perfect training ground for what social media offers us now, the direct response, the direct interaction, and we can get results right away to know if what we are doing is working. And I'm going to talk about that today in the 5-part system that I've helped to create that will fundamentally change how you grow your business. So hopefully this all works and I can scroll down. All right. This is in Canva. So if someone knows how to do this in Canva, why it's not scrolling down. There we go. All right. So just quickly about me, why should you even listen to me? Well, I have my MBA in marketing, which doesn't mean I'm a great person at network marketing, but I understand different things about marketing that maybe the typical network marketer doesn't, but it's really helped me to really grow these businesses that I'm in. 10 years in corporate marketing, 10 years in higher education, 18 years in network marketing. I was a top 10 enroller in my company this past year. So I know a little bit about how to bring people in. I'm also an online business coach. I help network marketers to grow their own businesses. My specialty is attraction marketing. Just raise your hand if you've ever heard of attraction marketing before. Okay, great. That's my specialty, and I help and I train people in that area. And you've already seen my regular stats. So Coach Glow shares some stats, and I'm going to also share a couple because we need to know what we have in order to know how to attack it. So home-based businesses are all over the place, right? There's so many different ways that we can do a home-based business, and someone joins every 10 seconds. Most of them are female, which I know you all agree. Over 20 million people are involved in the direct sales industry. About 1 in 13 adults has participated. Now, I personally have been in 5 different multi-level marketing companies. And it's not because I'm disloyal or I don't believe in it. I choose each opportunity based on a business decision, not because the products are amazing, although they are, not because I love the person that brought me in, although I do. It has to make sense from a business perspective. And I hope that after this, you kind of get why we need to look at this as a business and not just a hobby, because if we treat it like a business, it's going to pay us as a business. If we treat it like a hobby, it's going to cost us like a hobby. And so if you're looking at this as a side hustle, that's great, but I want you to have the business perspective of it, and which is a little bit different in network marketing than the regular business out there, and I'm sure you would agree. All right, so the last point here is that 99% of people don't make a profit in network marketing. And that's one of the issues that we deal with when we're bringing people on board or when we're prospecting people. It's like, oh, nobody makes money in that pyramid scheme, right? But there's a way that we can deal with that. All right, these are some money facts. I'm not going to really go into much, but as you know, most people don't become the 6- and 7-figure earners, right? But we can become that. There's a couple of things that we need to do and to embrace. All right. So let's talk about, first of all, once we have people in, why do they quit? Okay, and then I'm going to go over how to get them in. But we're dealing with people now. We all have teams now. But why do they quit? Well, number one, you give them a false expectation before they get started. I know in my past, people have told me, oh, you're going to make $1 million in your spare time. Or, just to the nooks and crannies of your life, you can build this massive income. I don't believe that. I don't. If you want to make a massive income, you have to look at it as a business. It doesn't mean you have to spend 8 hours a day. It's just a different way of looking at your business. Also, they're not prepared what friends and family are going to say to them, right? Oh, are you involved in one of those things? Are you involved in one of those pyramid schemes? That happens a lot, and we know that. And so then when they're not prepared for that, if we don't get them to understand that this might be an objection you're going to get, they're likely to quit, because those relationships are vital in their life. Also, number 3, it's extremely cheap to get into network marketing, right? Some kits are free, depending on a promotion, and some kits are $1,000 or more. Rick Gabrielli, I know, is much more probably to get into, but still, in opening a business, it's relatively cheap. And so people don't have a lot of skin in the game. And so that could be an issue. Number 4, you and your prospect don't know why you joined. Like, why am I even in this? You haven't really dug deep into their rationale and their reasons and the problems that they want to solve with your opportunity. Remember that, problem solved. You push your prospect to achieve what you want and not what they want. That's another reason why people leave. They feel like they're being pushed and that their upline just wants them to get those sales in this month so that their upline can rank up. Lack of leadership and mentorship is one of the biggest ones. And then finally, my big one, if there is no roadmap or blueprint for you as the leader and for them as the team member to follow as soon as they get in, they're going to get confused, overwhelmed, don't think it works, and quit or not do anything with it, right? Any of you have seen any of this phenomenon in any of your team members who've come on? Yeah, this is prevalent. Okay, so 90% quit, 97% don't ever break even. And we know in business, give it 3 years to break even, but network marketers aren't willing to stick around. And there's a reason why. All right, so I'm gonna just throw this out there and I'm gonna help you to understand why I'm saying this. I think the problem is that in that no other business are there so many people with so little idea about sales and marketing trying to teach other people who are equally clueless about sales and marketing. Now, I don't say that to make anyone feel bad, but what I want to say is we have to look at this as a business, right? Just joining in your kit for $99 is not going to make you $1 million. You have to invest time and energy learning skills for you to grow your business and for your downline to understand how to grow a business. So if you look at this as a business, you are going to say, hey, listen, I need to learn different skill sets. I need to learn social media. I need to learn content creation. I need to learn these things. Because if we go in blindly and just say, oh, I'm going to make $1 million by joining, it's not going to happen. So that's my little plug for skills. And I'm sure all of you are fans of investing in yourselves. But I also believe that marketing, I'm a marketing professor, marketing at its core is not sales, it's not branding, but at its core, it's creating an opportunity for an exchange of value based on an established relationship to solve a problem. I cannot say this strongly enough. And because I'm a social media strategist, and guess what, guys, most of us are going to have to build on social media now more than ever before. This creating an opportunity for an exchange of value based on a relationship to solve a problem, how the heck do we do that on social media? How do we create these relationships? How do we attract the right people to us whose problems we can solve? That's why this is so important, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share with you guys, because we need to learn this. If we want to grow this business, we need to understand how to build a relationship with a cold market, right? Attract the right people and solve their problems. That's what I'm going to go over today. All right, and I believe if you do all these things, that anyone can be successful in network marketing if they have 3 things. Number 1, leadership. We all need leadership. In every aspect of our business, we look to people, either gurus or people that we know, to get skills from, to get training from, to get inspiration from. Number 2, a relevant product. Now, a relevant product, in case you're not aware of what a relevant product is, and I don't mean to disrespect anyone, but a relevant product is a product people are looking for. It's a solution that people are searching for. You have to be able to offer them a solution to a problem they know they already have. That's what relevancy means. Now, when you get really good at marketing and positioning, you can make your product a solution to a problem that's out there. But again, you might need training in that. How do I do that? How do I position? We call that marketing positioning, and then differentiating. How do we do that? So you need leadership, you need a relevant product, and you need a duplicatable system, because guys, if we want to grow teams, it has to be easy for them to come in and do what you did, right? That's what we do. We teach them by showing them. And that's so important. They need to be able to plug in and do what is required in order to grow their downline and their business. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about today. You want to have a downline. So I call this the ARM system: attract, retain, and multiply, right? It's your arm, it's your strong arms. You're going to strengthen your business with this strong armor. And this is divided out into 5 parts, okay? Attract, train, coach, retain, and duplicate. All right, so this is really important steps. But the first step is attract. How do you even attract the people that you want on your team? Remember I said want on your team. How many of us have just signed up people because we want a warm body, or we have to fill a quota, or whatever it is, and they ended up being tire kickers, or really a lot of our energy was put into them and they didn't pan out, for lack of a better word. So we need to attract people who are already looking for what we have. Remember I said relevant product? People who need this solution that we're offering. But how do you do that? Well, first and foremost, you need to have personal value. Why would people even listen to you? What is it that you offer that they want on a personal level? And you also need a network. And so grateful for Master Networks and other networking groups, because we know that in network marketing, well, it's taught, I teach differently, but it's taught that you start with your warm market. So you need personal value. What makes you unique and special? Why would I follow you? Why would I look to you for answers? And then you need a network of people. And if you don't have a network of people, you have to build one. And again, that's where the attracting comes into. So how do you attract? How do you attract people who are already looking for what you have? Well, you have to brand yourself, know who you're going after, who your target is, and then I'm going to go over lives, mindset, and consistency. All right, brand yourself. You Inc. You are the brand. In network marketing, more than any other industry, people join people, right? People want to do business with people they like, know, and trust. So what are you doing in the social media space or in life? But I'm going to just really focus on social media. What are you doing to brand yourself? So how do you even do that? Well, here's a quick overview of what you can do to brand yourself. Number one, you have to talk about topics that identify you as a human being. Now, I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face. You are not your company. Don't lead with your company. You don't want to be known as the shake girl, the oil girl, or the vitamin guy. You don't, because what happens if that company folds? What happens if you find a new opportunity? Guys, I was in 5 different opportunities because I'm business minded and I want to go where I can make the most impact and where it aligns with my vision. So you have to brand yourself. You are no longer leading with your company. Stop right now, okay? Number 2, you have to build that know, like, and trust factor. So think about, I always talk to my team, but think about you having coffee with a friend. What would you talk about? Right? How do people get to know each other? They have conversations. So what are you going to talk about on a regular basis? I tell my clients, it's a magazine with your name on it, right? That's how you know what to talk about. The magazine of Sarah. If I open that magazine, what am I going to talk about? What are the things I would talk about that would represent me? Well, I know Sarah's in skincare, right? But I don't know anything else about Sarah. So I connect Sarah with skincare. But what is it that makes Sarah a human being? What are some hobbies she likes? What is her life stage? Is she a mom? You know, what are different things that make Sarah Sarah? Because people want to know you. They want to peek into the back and say, do I even like this person? I know who they are. Do I even like them? And once you get to the trust factor, that's when sales are made. Sales is an exchange of trust, and you have to get that trust factor from your people who are looking at you. Remember, on social media, so many people are following you and seeing your posts that you don't even know. So you have to put yourself out there as a brand. You need to be consistent. People are looking for consistency. You're not going to post one week, not post at all, and then post another next week. No, people are going to forget about you. The algorithm is going to go not in your favor. You need to be consistent. Now, what is consistent? I believe consistency is a post every other day and in your stories all the time, a couple times a day. Stories meaning Facebook stories, Instagram stories. But you have to, and that's peeking back that people want. They want to see that in your stories, okay? Now, you also need a content strategy in order to brand yourself, right? You need to be intentional and proactive. So what that means is you don't just say, oh, I didn't post today. Let me take a picture of my lunch and post it on Facebook. No, that's not intentional. You need to have in mind what your intention is, what you want to achieve from social media. And you want to achieve business builders and team members, right? So you need to be intentional. I talk about with my clients and team about creating a content calendar, because there's a psychology to what kinds of posts you should make throughout the month. And batching content. What batching content means is that maybe you look really good one day. Maybe you just had your hair blown out. Maybe somebody just did your makeup and you look awesome. Go out and take a ton of pictures of yourself, of you in different situations. And that's how you create a lot of different images. And then you can work on content, have it all ready, and then you create your content calendar, because creating content takes time. And I know for me, when I'm in the zone and I can create really good content. So those are some things to help developing brand you. Now, your target market avatar. Now, when I teach Marketing 101, this is the most important aspect for that kind of marketing, but it's just as important in network marketing. You have to start with your target market, then everything flows from that. So who is that person you're speaking of? You have to decide who you're going to serve. Are you looking for customers or business partners, right? Your posts and your content and your branding will show that. And what makes them tick? You need to know what are the problems and the emotional triggers of your avatar. Now, people will tell you, oh, you have to design your avatar based on an age and an income and a life stage, all demographics. That's kind of sort of true, but not really. It's really based on who they are as a human being, because Coach Glow is only a little bit older than me, but we might have the same emotional triggers. We might have the same emotional needs. So that's what I teach, as looking to create your target market based on that. All right, now the next part is, how do you show up? When you're looking to attract people, how do you show up on social media? If you're not doing live video already, live video, not record it and post it, you need to start that today. You need to challenge yourself to go at least one time a week, if not 3 to 4 times a week, actually 90 days in a row. How about that? Go live every day for 90 days and see what happens to your like, know, and trust factor. I challenge you to do that. What to talk about? Well, that goes back to your branding and who your target market is. What do they want to hear about? So you do that every day. Show up live. It's the fastest way to create that like, know, and trust factor, because they see you, they see your mannerisms, and they see if they even like you. Mindset. You got to get in the zone, my friends. If you're thinking that your products are too expensive, nobody wants them, you're not good enough, who am I to sell this stuff? You need to work with Coach Glow right now or someone else to get that sorted out, because that's going to affect how you show up. People are going to see that. And then finally, consistency. I'll mention this probably on every slide. You have to consistently show up on social media. People have to rely on you. Plus, it helps your algorithm. And I teach different ways to make that algorithm more in your favor, but you have to be consistent. People are going to trust you when they know they can rely on you to show up. Alrighty, training. Now, training and coaching are two different things. Training is developing the skills and knowledge by planning, designing, developing, and delivering training. That's a definition I got off of the internet. So how do you train your team? When they come on and you're like, shoo, made my number, let me go. No, you don't do that. And I'm sure none of you do this, but if you're not sure, number one, you have to onboard them. Just like if it were a real corporate job, you have to show them the ropes. Don't show them too much too soon or you'll overwhelm them, but onboard them, show them the systems. When I onboard my new wellness partners, I show them a certain thing that helped them to determine what customers want, and I show them our social media training system. That's all they need to get started. Everything else will follow as we go through and get more mature, more seasoned in the business. Number two, show them systems and concepts based on attraction the prospect. They need to know how to do that, because you're going to send them out there and say, oh, make a list of 100. Don't do that. That is not your target avatar. Your list of 100 is not your target avatar. Maybe your mom will buy from you or your sister, but seriously, like my sister-in-law and brother don't buy from me. They're not my ideal customer. And I'd rather go to family gatherings and not feel stressed about that, because I know they're not my target. I'm attracting my target. I have people reaching out to me in Facebook Messenger, commenting on my posts all the time. So I'm cool. And it used to be back in the day that I'd be like, oh, I'm at a party. Who can I talk to about my product? It's too stressful and they're not my ideal. I'd rather have people coming to me. Training on the product is okay, but what I found is that people get overwhelmed. I know a couple of you are in the oils. There's so many oils. How can you train on all of those, right? So just a little bit at a time. And have testimonials that they read. I tell my downline, read one testimonial a day to start building belief. That's all you need. You don't need to know the ingredients and where it was sourced and all that. Will there be customers who want to know that? Sure. Then you say, all right, I'll get you the information and I'll get back to you on that. And then remember, people always join people. They don't join companies. So you have to make sure that you're providing value even at every level of this process. All right, next step, coach. Now, training is different than coaching. Training is I'm helping them to learn new skills. Coaching is I'm helping them to develop those skills, right? So we practice, we refine, and it helps to build them confidence. Every week we do a role play with different aspects, whether it's follow-up or closing or whatever it is. You have to constantly be coaching and have it be a structured coaching, right? Not willy-nilly. Alrighty, then retain. You gotta love your team. People stay around because they feel loved and appreciated, and that's in any relationship, right? If your spouse doesn't feel loved or appreciated, right, Rick, marriage boss, they're out of there. So you have to love your team. Your team has invested in you. They're trusting you. And so what are you doing to foster and grow that relationship? You have to love on them. So make sure you share the mission with them. So my company is all about mental wellness. We have a mission to eradicate the stigma behind mental wellness and help people. And the people that join me, they have to be aligned with that mission, right? Also connect with them on a regular basis. Reach out to your team just on a personal level. Say, thinking of you, how are you doing today? I know you were struggling with this last week. How is your daughter doing? Know that the names of their kids. I mean, get involved in their life, at a professional level, but connect with them. Let them know you care in a genuine way. Recognition. So back in my corporate days, I dealt with recognition. And there was a survey that went out, and I know people will say, no, I don't believe you. But when asked if people would rather be recognized or get cash for the work they've done, most people said recognition. They want that pat on the back. They want to know that they're valued and they're part of something that's greater. So recognize them. Maybe within your team, have little awards. My company has huge recognition, but on a team level, what are you doing on a team level to make them feel valued? And number 4, celebrate failure. Celebrate failure, meaning when they did something that was scary and it didn't work out, that's awesome. They had the best lesson ever. They learned something valuable. So tell them how proud you are of them. That you did something and it didn't work, but that's okay. What did you learn from that? Just like a parent. If you're a parent, you do that with your kids. So retain. You want to keep them around. Keep them happy. They stay when they're valued, feel part of the community, and making money. Your coaching and training and keeping them in that system is going to get them to make money. And so you're going to keep them happy feeling loved, respected, recognized, and making money. And then, okay, so I talked about this, onboarding. Inspire them. Don't motivate them. Inspire them, because motivating is more like, oh, you can do it, you can do it. Inspiring is, this is what we've been able to do. This is the changes that we're making in society. This is the testimonials and the results that we're having. That inspires people to move, because it's something greater than themselves, right? It's not about, oh, you'll get that other sale. It's like the difference that we're making. Remember, you're not a manager, right? You're not their boss. You're their partner in this, right? So treat them like they are walking alongside you, because they are. Act like the leader you want to be. So if you're bringing in people and you feel like you're not like a leader yet, according to your company, but you are. So act like that. How do you do that? Look at the leaders in your company. Who do you admire in your company? What do they do every day to get themselves mentally and emotionally and lead their people? What do they do? I know for me, I started this whole morning routine that one of the leaders is doing in my company. I did those things anyway, but now it's more structured because I want to be like her, right? So I act like that leader, and guess what? I start bringing in people who like, know, and trust me, because that flows into every area of my life. Make sure that on your team, as it grows, you're going to recognize other leaders. And so make sure that they are all aligned with the same message, because we know how that telephone game works. If you're not, being active and communicative with your leaders, things could get misconstrued. So make sure that you are with your leaders on a regular basis and have one message, because confusion creates the lack of movement and momentum. And we want to grow as one cohesive unit. All right, and then finally, duplicate. You want to multiply and duplicate everything you've done, all that work you've gone into. When you spend that time developing your leaders, bringing on people the right way, onboarding them, training them, coaching them, your people, your new team members are learning that. So they're going to know how to duplicate that. Now on my team, we have an actual duplicatable system that we plug people into. So if you don't have something like that, set it up, start doing that today, because people, you want to duplicate, because it is so much easier to encourage and grow current team members than bring on new ones, right? That's just a fact of business. And so you want to be able to duplicate this.
2 minutes, Melanie.
Okay, great. So what's duplicatable? Well, what's not duplicatable is Facebook ads, hosting tons of parties, bothering friends and family, and prospecting strangers. That's not duplicatable. But what is duplicatable is a simple blueprint. So I encourage you to create one if you don't already have one. All right, to sum it up, figure out who you are, your personal brand, figure out who they are, your target, create content that connects with your target and converts them, attracts them to you and converts them. Learn how to create conversations that convert in Messenger. I've done a whole training on that in my Facebook group. Train, coach, retain, love, and then duplicate. That's what you need to do in order to do that. Now, what are your next steps? Well, apply what you've learned today. I'm sure some of you have taken some nuggets that you may not have thought of before, or you have, and you're like, yeah, I need to start doing that. Find a coach. If you don't have a coach already, reach out to me, because if I'm not a good fit for you, someone else is that I know. If you don't have an opportunity that you think is something that you're in now, or you're looking for an opportunity, get one. You know, this industry is going to be $650 billion. Also, invest in yourself and your future. This is how you grow. And whatever that looks like for you, I always invest in training. I spend thousands of dollars every year on training and coaching, because I want to level up all the time. I also have a 4-week boot camp coming up on Monday called Content That Converts. So content is key on social media. If you're lacking in that skill set, I have a whole coaching program for 4 weeks, and let me know, reach out and we'll talk about if that's a good fit for you, because in that boot camp, you're going to learn how to create the content. You're going to fill that 5K following in Facebook, your personal page. You can only have 5K, and then you're going to learn how to attract hundreds of leads a month. So that's what that's all about, and that's the breakout. This is my contact information. My Facebook group is called Facebook After 40. I'm Melani H. Sessa on Facebook, IG Melanie Sessa, or Gut Brain Wellness. There you know what my business is about. And on LinkedIn, I'm Melanie Sessa. Those are some testimonials of people that I've worked with who've achieved some success. I can share those if you'd like. And then those are some things, if you want to work with me, I have a coaching program that's 3 months long, my business opportunity. I have an attraction marketing course that I'm an affiliate with that I use as a training. And then I coach people through the training. And then of course, my Content That Converts bootcamp starting on Monday. And that's it.